I still remember the exact moment everything broke. Not cracked, not bent, broke. Clean in half. It was a Friday night, one of those Texas evenings where the air feels thick, like it's got something to say. I was sitting at my parents' dining table, 9 months pregnant, trying to act normal while my body was quietly falling apart. And then it hit. Not just pain, but that pain. The kind that makes your brain go, yeah, this is it. I looked up, heart racing, palms sweating, and said the words no one in that room was ready to hear. I think I'm in labor. Now, tell me why my own mother didn't even blink. She just sighed like I'd interrupted her favorite TV show and goes, "Can you not do this right now? We have guests." Guests. Not family, not emergency. Guests. See, I've been invisible my whole life. I'm what people call a glass child, the one who doesn't break so nobody checks if she's hurting. My younger sister, oh, she's the golden one, the main character, the princess. Everything in that house revolved around her like she was the sun, and the rest of us were just background noise. So when she brought home her rich, flashy, startup boyfriend that night, yeah, I already knew I didn't exist in that room, but I didn't expect them to prove it like that. Let me take you back a few hours. I didn't even want to go to that dinner. My ankles were swollen, my back felt like it was made of glass, and my husband was stuck at work dealing with some tech crisis. I should have stayed home, ordered food, and rested. But my mom, she blew up my phone all week. "Your sister's boyfriend is coming. He's very successful. Don't embarrass us." So I drove 25 minutes to their house anyway, like I always do. Trying, hoping, thinking maybe this time would be different. Yeah, I was real stupid for that. The second I walked in, I knew what kind of night it was going to be. Fancy plates out, expensive wine, my mom acting like she was hosting a billionaire. And right in the center of it all, this dude, Dominic. Loud, flashy, talking like he owned the world. Man wouldn't shut up. Every sentence out his mouth sounded like a TED Talk mixed with a sales pitch. My company is scaling rapidly. We're projecting 7 figures. Investors are lining up. And my parents? Eating it up like it was gospel. Nodding, smiling, leaning forward like he was handing out lottery tickets. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there at the end of the table, trying not to wince every time my stomach tightened. At first, I told myself it was nothing. Just practice contractions. No big deal. But then they started coming faster, stronger, and suddenly I couldn't ignore it anymore. I shifted in my chair, trying to breathe through it, and my mom leans over, whispering like I'd just committed a crime. "Can you stop moving? You're being distracting." Distracting. I was literally in pain, and she was worried about the vibe. That right there, that's when something inside me started changing. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly snapping into place. Like, oh, so this is who you really are. Then it happened. The moment. The one you don't forget. A sharp pop, and then warm liquid running down my legs. My heart dropped straight to my stomach. My water broke, right there, at the table. I stood up so fast my chair scraped across the floor. Everyone looked at me. and I said it clearly this time. "I'm going into labor. I need to go to the hospital now." Silence. For like 2 seconds. And then my dad leans back, sighs, and goes, "Seriously? Right now?" I thought I misheard him. I had to. "My water just broke. This is real. I need a ride." And then my mom drops her fork and goes, "Couldn't you wait until after dinner?" Wait! Wait! I stared at her like she'd just spoken another language. I can't control this. And my sister, oh, she had the nerve to roll her eyes and say, "You always have to make everything about you." That's when I realized this wasn't confusion. This wasn't stress. This was who they were. I looked at my dad one last time, hoping, just hoping something human would show up. And he said, "Call a cab, we're busy." Yeah, let that sink in. Call a cab, we're busy. Something inside me went completely still. No tears, no yelling, just clarity. I grabbed my purse, turned around, and walked out. No goodbye, no looking back, because in that moment, I understood something I should have accepted years ago. I didn't have a family in that house. The Texas heat hit me like a wall when I stepped outside. I stood there for a second, waiting for the door to open, for someone to come running after me, to say they'd messed up, to fix it. But the door stayed shut, and inside, I could hear laughter. They went right back to dinner. That's when the pain hit again. Hard. So hard I dropped to my knees right there on the porch. And I realized a terrifying thing. I was alone. Completely alone. And my baby was coming. I forced myself up, got into my car, and started driving. Hands shaking, vision blurry. Every contraction felt like my body was splitting in half. Traffic lights, brake lights, noise everywhere. And I'm gripping the wheel like my life depends on it, because it does. I kept hearing his voice in my head. "Call a cab, we're busy." Over and over, like a broken record. And something inside me turned from pain into pure rage. I wasn't just driving to the hospital anymore. I was driving away from them for good. I don't even remember half that drive. Just flashes. Red lights, my hands shaking on the wheel, my breath coming out in broken pieces like I forgot how to breathe right. Every few minutes, boom, another contraction, stronger, closer. My whole body was screaming, and there was this one thought stuck in my head like it refused to leave. If I mess this up, my baby pays for it. That fear? Yeah, it sobers you up real quick. I finally saw the hospital sign glowing in the distance, and I swear, it felt like seeing heaven. I pulled up to the ER entrance, didn't even park properly, just left the car crooked with the engine still running. I didn't care. I couldn't care. I barely made it out the door before my legs gave out. Next thing I know, there's a nurse in my face like, hey, we got you, stay with me." They rushed me in, threw me in a wheelchair, lights flying past, voices everywhere. "How far apart? When did your water break? Is someone with you?" And that last question? Yeah, that one hit different. "No," I whispered. "I came alone." They got me into a room fast. Monitors hooked up, doctors moving quick, everything loud and urgent. And I just laid there thinking, this is really happening, and they left me. Then, suddenly, the door bursts open, and there he is, Harrison, out of breath, shirt wrinkled, eyes wide like he just ran through hell to get there. "Penny!" Man grabbed my hand like I was about to disappear. "I'm here! I got you! I'm right here!" And just like that, I wasn't alone anymore. I don't know how to explain it, but everything changed in that second. The pain was still there, the fear was still there, but now I had someone who actually gave a damn. Someone who chose me. Labor ain't pretty. Nobody tells you how raw it really is. It's not soft music and cute moments. It's sweat, tears, screaming, and your whole body pushing past limits you didn't even know existed. But Harrison, man, didn't leave my side once. Not once. He held my hand, wiped my face, kept saying, "You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you." And I believed him. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time didn't even make sense anymore. Then finally, that moment came. One last push, one final scream, and then a cry. Sharp, loud, alive. "It's a boy!" They placed him on my chest, and everything just stopped. The pain, the noise, the world. He was so tiny, so real. And in that moment, I felt something I had never felt in my entire life. Unconditional love. No conditions, no expectations. No be better or do more. Just love. I looked at him and thought, I will never let anyone treat you the way they treated me. Never. That night, in the quiet hospital room, it was just us. Me, Harrison, our son. And for the first time in my life, I felt safe. Then my phone lit up. Missed calls, voicemails. From them, of course. A part of me, a small, stupid part, hoped it was an apology. Maybe they realized, maybe they cared. So I told Harrison to play it. My mom's voice filled the room. Cold, annoyed. "Penelope, you really embarrassed us tonight. Valerie was upset and Dominic had to leave early. You always ruined things with your dramatics. Call tomorrow and apologize." Silence. My brain couldn't even process it. No, "Are you okay?" No, "Is the baby safe?" Just blame. Then my dad's voicemail played. "You need to fix this. That dinner was important for our future. Don't act like a child." That's when it hit me. Not sadness, not shock, just clarity. They didn't care if I lived. They cared about their image. Harrison didn't even hesitate. He grabbed my phone and said, "I'm done with them." Blocked, blocked, blocked. Every single one of them. And honestly, every block felt like breathing for the first time. We went home a few days later, and something crazy happened. Life got peaceful. Like actually peaceful. No tension, no anxiety, no walking on eggshells, just quiet. Then Harrison's parents showed up, and I was nervous because I didn't know what normal looked like. But his mom walked in, hugged me gently, and said, "Go sit down. You've done enough." No judgment, no criticism, just care. His dad cooked. His mom held the baby. They made our home feel warm. And I sat there thinking, so this is what family is supposed to feel like. No conditions, no competition, just love. Weeks passed, then months, and just when I thought it was over, they tried to come back. Doorbell ringing like they owned the place, standing outside with fake smiles and cheap balloons, like nothing happened. That old version of me? She would have folded, let them in, tried to keep the peace. But not anymore. I opened the door, looked them dead in the eyes, and said, "You don't get to show up now." They tried to argue, tried to guilt me, tried to act like victims. And that's when I said the one thing that ended everything. You told me to leave, so I did. Forever. Door shut, lock clicked, and just like that, they were gone. Months later, karma showed up. That rich boyfriend? Yeah, total fraud. Fake business, fake money, fake life. My parents? Lost everything chasing him. House, savings, reputation, all gone. And me? I didn't feel happy about it, just free. Because I already won. The moment I chose my peace. The moment I chose my son. The moment I stopped begging for love from people who never had it to give. Now, my life is simple, quiet, real. My son laughs every morning like the world is brand new. My husband still looks at me like I'm everything. And I finally understand something that took me 27 years to learn. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who shows up when it actually matters. So yeah, if you're wondering if I regret walking away, not for a second. Because that night, I didn't just give birth to my son. I gave birth to a new version of me. And she doesn't beg for love anymore.